Hey everyone, welcome to West Coast Muscle Saws. This is John's Husqvarna 562, and we were talking on whether it was a feasible fix or not, and I'll walk it back a little bit to tell you what happened to the chainsaw. The exhaust gasket, bolts had loosened up a little bit on the exhaust and had blown out the gasket, and that hot exhaust just went right down here by the crankcase and baked that crankcase, actually even almost melted the oil cap. I did look inside the engine. It appears to be fine, but I pressure vacuum tested it, and of course we had a severe oil reservoir leak right on this main gasket. And I've done this repair before. It's not factory authorized. It's one that I came up with when the guys just don't want to put a bunch of money in their saw, but the engine still runs good, but we got a really bad leak bar and chain oil. What I've done is to loosen up the crankcase bolts. You just back them off a few turns. I've got me a little spreader here that I've built, and what I did was spread that crankcase. If you look real close, you can see the gasket's still in place, but it got so baked on so much that it just was leaking. And so what I did was clean the area real good, flushed it, and you can see the gasket's in there nice and loose. And the fix is, I've seen guys do several different fixes. I've seen them put the silicone on here, JB Weld, different things. You want your fix to hold up and you know, do a good job for your customer. You just don't want to fix it and then it come back, you know, and have oil going everywhere. The best fix I found was to spread that. We're going to take some of this cream. I'm not endorsed. I'm not endorsing this. Don't get paid anything. But over the years, I've found this works really well. It's fuel tank liner. Just works wonderful. And I don't get endorsed for Briggs or anything like that. But anyway, this is some of the best cleaner. Use this first. The 10042 carburetor choke cleaner. It actually cuts really good through the oil and grease and whatnot. Anyway, get you a glass eyedropper. Got to be a glass one. The plastic and cream don't mix very well. And of course, when you're done, you don't want to flush this real well. I use solvent and some of this carburetor cleaner, and then flush it out gently. Don't hurt yourself doing it. And let me show you the process here. What I'm going to do is, with a very small probe, I'm going to hold the gasket on one side and just run a bead down that. See, that lays in there really nice. And you can go on down around. I'm going to have to take it out of video area here to do this, but anyway, I'm going to lay it on top like this, and I'll put some more in there. And we're going to go up the other side. Do the same thing. I'm going to soak that really well. We'll go right down the other side of that gasket. Massage it a little bit with your probe. And work it back in there real good. See a spot there I missed. This really hardens up nice, and the heat doesn't seem to bother it a bit. I've used it on old vintage chainsaws, some of them that were just had so much rot inside that magnesium, and it just sealed it up beautiful, and gasoline doesn't touch it, so it's really great for that. What I'm going to do now is take off my spreader, back it off a little bit, close that up. See how it just closes that gap right up? Just relieve the pressure on it. I've got one of my custom caps on here for pressure vacuum testing, and I'm going to apply some vacuum to this, and that'll just pull that stuff right in there, making it really nice to seal. Put it in the vacuum mode.